Good afternoon from Miami Beach. It's Dr. John Bennett of Neurosurgical TV in Miami Beach. I already said that. We have today a presentation of Arnaud Douanla, MD. He's a first-year neurosurgical resident from Cameroon. He's going to be lecturing on another in the series of skull base and neuroanatomy, arranged by Ulrich Sidney. First, let's meet the panel before we turn it over to Arnaud. Hello, Noah, are you still there?
Yes, sir, exactly. Sir, I'm here.
Yeah, could you please introduce yourself and show your face if you can?
Yes, so, sir, the phone is on charging, basically. Hi, sir.
Okay, Noah, can you tell us where you're at and stuff like that?
Sir, I'm working as a resident neurosurgeon in Punjab Institute of Neurosciences, that is called Pons, in Lahore, Punjab, Pakistan. Sir, right now I'm working with Professor Khalid Mahmood, who is considered a specialist in functional neurosurgery, that is the dream brain stimulation, etc., and all the innovative surgeries, as well as the spinal surgeries and endoscopic surgeries. Basically, his three most recognized specialties are these. So I'm just working in a versatile unit right now, and he's the chairman as well. So there's nothing new about it.
Great, thanks for coming, Noah. Hello, Ulrich.
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Ulrich Sidney, research associate at the Harvard Program in Global Surgery and Social Change. Nice to meet you all.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm making a production mistake. I'm unpinning the video. Okay, hello, Zolo.
Hello, everybody. I am Zolo Ivan, fifth-year medical student at the Faculty of Health Sciences, University of Buea, Cameroon. Happy to meet you all.
You're welcome, Zolo. And Daniel, can you hear us okay? Daniel, are you there? Oh, maybe not. Oh, there you are.
Yeah,
ahead,
I'm
Daniel.
there.
Go ahead, Daniel.
I'm there. Okay. I'm Daniel Safari Tiranya from DRC. I'm a final year medical student.
You're welcome. Okay, Arnaud, it's all yours. Thank you for presenting. Okay, Arnaud, it's all yours.
Okay, let me share my video.
Could you please tell a little bit about yourself, please?
Okay, I'm Arnaud Douanla. I'm first year neurosurgical resident from Cameroon.
Okay.
Down to meet you all.
Presentation.
Can I start?
Yes, please.
Okay, I share my screen before. Is it okay for everybody?
Not yet. Just wait a second. There you go. Okay, make it a little bigger. There you go. Perfect. Perfect.
Okay. Hello to everybody. Today, you allow me to discuss about the neuroanatomy of the pons. It's a pleasure, like every day, to discuss with you. I'm the one who today will speak about the neuroanatomy of the pons. So I will go directly to my point. We will follow this plan. First of all, we will discuss about the embryology, and followed by the external configuration of the pons, the internal configuration. We will say something about the systematization, the vascularization, and the clinical relevance of the pons. We notice that when we have this kind of presentation, the objective is, first of all, to have a point of view about every part of the encephalon and let us say every part of the central nerve systems. So today we want to everybody to have a point of view about all those points of discussion: embryology, external configuration, internal configuration, systematization, vascularization, and the clinical relevance of the pons. So we can say that the pons is the largest part of the brainstem, located above the medulla oblongata and below the midbrain. I want to close my video. Oh, it's there. Okay. Locate above the medulla oblongata and below the midbrain. The pons is an organ that is made by a group of nerves that function as a connection between the cerebellum and the cerebrum. Let us say that the pons is a connection. The pons will serve to connect many parts of the brain, and we have personally many nuclei that will serve, that will act to serve the cranial nerve, and some nuclei that is used for pons only. We call them pointing nuclei. So, concerning the embryologic review, we can say that during the embryologic life, the cephalic end of the neural tube enlarge and form three primary vesicles: the prosencephalon, who will form the forebrain, which is called the forebrain; the mesencephalon, that forms the midbrain; and the rhombocephalon, that is called hindbrain. And each of these three parts will divide. The prosencephalon will divide on telencephalon and diencephalon. The mesencephalon will stay the midbrain, and the rhombocephalon will form the mesencephalon, and the spinal cord. That is another division that explains. Prosencephalon further divide telencephalon and diencephalon, like we said, and rhombocephalon divide into metencephalon, which is the future pons and the cerebellum, and the melencephalon, which is medulla oblongata, and the rest of the spinal cord. So, in these pictures, we wanted to explain, to show how each part of embryology will divide to form the final central nerve system. What is important for us concerning the pons? We notice that sometimes it is easy to understand the different nerve routes of the spinal cord, and to understand how those spinal cord goes and organize into the pons. We just have to consider one thing. We just have to consider that the spinal cord will open like a book, and everything that was anterior will goes medial, and everything that was posterior will goes lateral and posterior, and the central canal of the spinal cord will go back and form the fourth ventricle. Is that what I'm explaining is showing here? So to understand firstly how it goes, you just have to imagine, to think about the organization of the spinal cord, and consider that at this place, there will be motor nuclei on motor cord, and at this place there will be sensitive or afferent one. It is always divided in three types. You have general, visceral, efferent. That is a visceral efferent route that will go in every part of the visceral, every part of the visceral part of the body, like blood vessel, like lungs, like digestive. And when you have special visceral efferent, is every visceral route coming from the cranial nerves. Like here, we take the example of the fifth and the seventh. And medially, you have the somatic efferent. That is all efferent that is conscious. The example is the sixth. The sixth is the abductor nerve, and the abductor nerve, and it's conscious. You can move your eyes, conscious, with your conscious. It is conscious. It is conscious. The movement is conscious. But in the sensitive part, it is the same. You have general visceral afferent, means that, like I said, it's all the afferent sensation that will go in the brain, in the thalamus. And you have the special visceral afferent, that is all afferent roads that will go in the cranial nerves, and the somatic afferent, that is all conscious somatic roads. And back you have the fourth ventricle and the roof plate. We will explain all of this a little far with the external view of the Pons. But that was just to explain how it formed. If you understand it like this, it will be easy. Okay. What about the anatomical position of the Pons? The Pons is an horseshoe shaped collection of nerve fibers located in the anterior part of the posterior cranial fossa. Let us say that the posterior cranial fossa is divided into place limits by by the tongue of the cerebellum. Down to the tongue of the cerebellum, you have this place that is confined, which no more space. And at this place, when you have something that something that expands in this place, the consequence will be a rapid increase. It will have a rapid onset, because this place have no more space. And at this place we have the pons. That is this place, and that is the pons. And is the line, like we say, is located anterior to the cerebellum and in anterior part of the posterior cranial fossa. Superiorly, we have the midbrain, that is called mesencephalon. And inferiorly, we have the medulla oblongata. Here is the one. Jian has already spoke about it. And posteriorly, we have cerebellum, that is from which it is separated by the fourth ventricle. Here are our subjects, the pons. The pons can be explained externally like this. It lies anterior to the cerebellum and connects the medulla oblongata to the midbrain. The pons is this one. The cerebellum is this one, and like we said before, the pons is anterior to the cerebellum, and it have many nerve roots that come from the mesencephalon here to the midbrain. It measures about 2.5 centimeters in length and bridge the left and right cerebellar hemisphere. We will see, when we will see internal configuration, that there are many nerve roots or many nuclei and nerve who produce nerve roots which will go to the lateral part of to the medial lateral part of the pons from the contralateral side through the cerebellum. And this particularly we give him that is the particularity that gave him the name of Pons, because he bridged the two cerebellum hemisphere. Here we can see the posterior surface of the pons. That is one of the most image in neurosurgery we have in surgery of the posterior cranial fossa. So this place is very important. We will discuss on it later. What are the limits of the pons? Superiorly, we have this sulcus. That is called pontomesencephalic sulcus. And it is very important because they will give merge of some cranial nerve, like we see here, the 3 and the 4th cranial nerves that come from here. Inferiorly, we have the pontomedullary sulcus. Here is the one. Pontomedullary sulcus. Here is the one. And he is also very important because they will give apparent merge of some cranial nerves like the 6th, the 7th, and the 8th. Anteriorly, it is limited by the superior part of the occipital basilar growth and the sella tussica. Also important to understand why when somebody have tumor of the sella tussica, it can have non-communicant hydrocephaly because of the compression of the fourth ventricle posterior to the tumor. And posteriorly, it relates with the cerebellum via the middle cerebral peduncle. The middle cerebral peduncle is the one. You have 3 cerebral peduncles: the superior, which come from the mesencephalon, the inferior come from the medulla oblongata, and the middle come from the pons. And like we said before, this middle cerebral peduncle is formed by many nerve roots that cross to go from the pons to the cerebral hemisphere. Okay, those are the limits of the pons. The pons is made up by 4 surfaces: 1 anterior, 2 laterals, and 1 posterior. On the anterior surface, we can say that it is convex from side to side and presents many transverse fibers converging at each side to form the middle cerebral peduncle, like we said before. And at the middle of those convex structure, you have the basilar growth that give the place to the basilar arteries. The anterior surface, like I said, shallow vertical growth, basilar growth on middle which loads the basilar artery. We have several cranial nerves originated from the ventral surface of the pons. You have the 5. Here's the one, the trigeminal nerves. You have the 6th. Here is the one. The 6th is located lateromedially, and it merged from the pontomedullary sulcus, like we said here. And lateral to the 6th, you have the 7th, the facial nerve. Okay, like I said, we was on the external configuration of the pons. At the lateral surface, like we said before, it continues with the middle cerebral peduncle. Cranial nerve 5 emerge at anterolateral junction via a large sensory root and smaller supraromedial roots. You can see it here. That is the 5 cranial nerves. And those parts are very important because they are safe incision zone. That is superior trigeminal zone, and that is trigeminal zones, and that is low trigeminal zone. Those places are safe place to make incision if we want to abort the pons for some pathologies or to remove one tumor of vascular anomalies. To know the position of the 5 is very, very important. Okay. What about the posterior surfaces? The posterior surface of the pons constitutes the upper half of the floor of the 4th ventricle. The 4th ventricle the floor of the 4th ventricle is constituted by 2 parts of the brainstem. The pons at the upper half, and the medulla oblongata at the lower half. And the posterior surface is triangular in shape, like you can see here, is triangular in shape, and limits superolaterally by the superior cerebral peduncle. Here are the one, superior cerebral peduncle, and separate into symmetrical halves by medial sulcus. Medial sulcus is here. Here is the medial sulcus. Okay, what is important to notice in the posterior surface? They are elongated elevation we call medial eminence. Here are medial eminence. Let me show you in these pictures first. Medial eminence is here, the yellow one. And in the body, it looks like this. Here are the medial eminence, separated by the medial sulcus. Medial sulcus is there. And lateral to the medial sulcus, we have medial eminence. Those proeminence, those elongation are medial eminence. And each side of the medial they are located at each side of the medial sulcus and are bound laterally by the sulcus limitans. Sulcus limitans is here. Let me show you. It's here. It's a very important place to know in surgery. Sulcus limitant is here, lateral to the medial eminence. The inferior end of medial eminence enlarged to form the facial colliculus produced by the roof of the facial nerves winding around abducens nucleus. Here are the facial nucleus, those tumefaction. And like I said, those places are important for surgery because we have here a supracollicular zone and infracollicular zone. Those places are safe for the opening of the pons, of the posterior surface of the pons, if it is necessary. Sometimes we have intraventricular tumor, like ependymoma, that can lie to the brainstem structure. As we said, the brain structure like the pons anteriorly or the medulla oblongata anterior and inferiorly. At this moment, they can say that the tumor is non-resecable, or if it is possible, we have to see the margin of resection that is differentiated at the MRI, and the margin of resection have to leave safe the facial colliculus and those structures. And when those structures are free, we can remove the intraventricular tumor easily. Not easily because no surgery is easily, but it is better than when there is infiltration of the pons. Okay. The lateral to the posterior surface, we have sulcus limitant, and lateral to the sulcus limitant, there is area of vestibuli with underlying vestibular nuclei. Vestibuli is here. The sulcus limitant is here, and lateral to the sulcus limitant, there is vestibuli. Vestibuli is here. And those are the mark of the eighth, the cranial nerve is here, and the seventh cranial nerve here. And at the middle, we have median sulcus. I hope that it is understandable. And there is one structure that is very important, is this one, the stria medullaris. That is the inferior limit of the pons posteriorly. When we see it, we know that is the end of the pons. Okay. Let us say a word about the fourth ventricle, because it's very important. When we have tumor of the posterior cranial fossa, it is important to differentiate the localization of this tumor. Is this tumor cerebral? And if it is cerebral, is it lateral or medial? And if it is medial, is it intraventricular or just the median, which is which is again is the tumor of the median of the fourth ventricle, and is the tumor infiltrate the different structure and the nuclei of the cranial nerve that is located. So it's important to discuss about the fourth ventricle, to notice that it's a dilatation of the ependymal canal between the pons and medulla oblongata anteriorly and the cerebellum posteriorly. It is rhomboid in shape, measuring about 35 millimeter long and 15 millimeter wide. Long is like this, wide is like this. It communicates superiorly with the third ventricle via the cerebral aqueduct and inferiorly with the central canal of the spinal cord. And we have some aperture posteriorly, that is called the canal de Magendie, and laterally the canal de Luschka. Canal de Magendie and Luschka will irrigate and give the cerebrospinal fluid to the system. Very important to know for some practice like ventricular derivation. Okay. The floor of fourth ventricle is made of two triangles, like you can see in this picture. Two triangles. First is like this, and the second one is like this. Inferior medullary triangle and superior pontine triangle. Medullary because, like we said, the floor is made by medulla oblongata at the low part and the pons at the upper part. Roof by membrana tectoria, reinforced by superiorly by the Joussens valve, the valve of the Joussens, and inferiorly by Darwin valve. It's the atrophic wide metal sheet. And membrana tectoria perforate medially by Magendie foramen, like I said before, and laterally by Luschka foramina. Okay. At the floor of the fourth ventricle, we can see sulcus limitant that we talked about before here, the passal colliculus here, the median sulcus here, the rostral apex of the fourth ventricle is here. The stria medullaris that separate the pons above and the medulla oblongata down. Here is the acoustic tubercle and the lateral aperture here. There is vestibular area because we will see far that the vestibulocochlear nuclei can go through the pons to the medulla oblongata. So there is a space for the vestibular in the pons and another space to the vestibular nuclei in the medulla oblongata. Okay. Let us talk about internal configuration of the pons. That was for the here. Now we have already talked about external configuration, and we have already talked about the configuration of the fourth ventricle. I hope that we have retained something about all those two parts. Concerning the internal configuration, we can say that there is two major components. The ventral pons, called basilar, contain pontine nuclei which are responsible for coordinating movement. Fiber from pontine nuclei cross the midline and form the middle cerebral peduncle on their way to the cerebellum. And there is the tegmentum. The tegmentum is the holder part of the pons, which form part of the reticular formation. The reticular formation is a part of the central nerve system that play a major role in awareness and consciousness, and it is constituted by many nuclei separate and distribute inside the brain stem. We will see which part of this the impact of this reticular formation are contained in the pond, because that is our subject of today. The rest of the pond, different to those two major components, are made by the tract passing through the pond. Those tracts are descending or ascending. On the descending, we have descending corticospinal tract that is responsible for voluntary motor control of the body. This is called the pyramidal root. You can see it on the pond, but in the pyramidal root is also sometimes called when it reaches the medulla oblongata and enter the spinal cord. We have descending corticobulbar tract responsible for voluntary motor control of the face, head, and neck. We have the ascending medial lemniscal tract, that is the lemniscal way in the spinal cord, and it is responsible for fine touch, vibration, and conscious proprioception. We have the ascending spinothalamic tract responsible for pain and temperature sensation. Like I said before, if you know the places of those tracts on the spinal cord, it is easy to understand their place in the pond when you integrate the rotation, the open rotation of the neural tube during the embryology. So, with those tracts said before, we can also consider locus coeruleus. That is one important nucleus located in superior fovea of rhomboid fossa. Rhomboid fossa is the place, is a fossa defined at the posterior view of the pond. Like we say, the posterior view of the pond was triangle. The rhomboid fossa is the sommet, is the up of this triangle, and the locus coeruleus is a nuclei located at this place, and it defines the upper pond, because the ponds can be divided in three: the upper, the middle, and the down. The down of the pond, and this locus coeruleus defines the upper place of the pond. If you have the lesion of this locus coeruleus, you will have a trouble of the awareness and the consciousness, because the locus coeruleus is an adrenergic system of the reticular formation. We can also divide the superior olivary complex, that is the trapezoid body. It will be easy to see it on the sheet. That relay information from cochlea and is situated in tegmentum of the pons. We also divide what is tegmentum. Specific nuclei of the pons are located in basal portion of the pons and interspersed among the pyramidal tract. It constitutes first relay point for corticocerebral, corticocerebello-cortical, and corticocerebello-spinal extrapyramidal pathway. Let us see the pictures. It is easy with the pictures. Those words are difficult to understand for many patients. But if we take the pons and we divide it, when we have a cross-sectional of the upper pond, of the pond, we can see this. For understanding, let us speak first about the ventral pons that are called basilar. The ventral pons is here. Let us discuss about it. The ventral pond is constituted by two things. First, the gray matter, and second, the white matter. The gray matter of the basilar is constituted by the pontine nuclei. Those black points are the pontine nuclei, and the pontine nuclei is divided in two ways: the ascendant pontine nuclei and the descendant pontine nuclei. what I want to say is the ascendant pontine nuclei will take the nerves, will take the information, goes from the pons to reach, goes from the pons to reach the thalamus and the cortex. It will define some, it will constitute a main, sorry. Okay. Okay, the corticopontine fiber to the same side. It is defined by the corticopontine fiber to the same side. Sorry for the disturbance. The efferent pontine nuclei are the pontocerebellar fiber, and that cross the midline and pass through the middle cerebellar peduncle and enter the cerebellum. That are corticopontocerebellar pathway. What about that is the here are the one, the pontine nuclei. The white matter is constituted by the transverse fiber, those fibers, and the longitudinal fiber. The transverse fiber, yes, is pontocerebellar fiber. Like I said before, there are fibers that will connect the different hemisphere in the cerebral hemisphere, and that gives the name of the pons. The longitudinal fibers are those red ones, and those is corticospinal fibers that take information from the cortex to the medulla oblongata and to the spinal cord to reach the muscle. Those are efferents. That is what constitutes the basilar of the pons. We will see it on the tree cross sectional of the pons, even upper and middle and the basal of the pons. So we can retain those longitudinal fiber and the transverse fiber. And what about the tegmentum? The tegmentum is divided, it will contain the nerve tract ascending and descending, and contain the nucleus of cranial nerves. Let us go progressively. We have this formation. This formation is what we have called trapezoid formation. We always talk about it here. It is superior or very complex, and it will let the information from cochlea and illustrate the tegmentum of pons. That is the one, like I said. Here is the one. It will be used in the cochlear way to transmit the information. Those are just nerve tracts. We have the lemniscus. The lemniscus is constituted by the conscious proprioception and the tact, the fine tact. Here is his way. Here is his way. We have the spinolenticular tract here, and we have here the nucleus of the facial nerve, here, and the nerve roots of the facial nerve, and inside of this nerve root we have the abduction nucleus, the 6th and the 7th. When the nerves go like this, goes back and turn around the 6th, it will give this shape to the pons, and that we call the shape we call facial colliculus, because it is formed by the nerve of the 7th. Okay, that is what we can notice on the upper cross sectional of the pons. When we cut the pons at the middle, we will see we will see this, the nucleus of the 5 and some nucleus of the 6. But the we can retain that the middle of the pons is constituted more by the nucleus of the 5. And it is, we can locate the locus coeruleus, that is the one. And that is one element of formation of the reticular formation. At the anterior part, we always see the corticospinal tract, like I said, the corticopontine tract, the corticorubar tract. It is like this on all the length of the pons. We have the serotonergic nucleus here, the raphe nucleus, which is the serotonergic one, and the trigeminal lemniscus, trigeminothalamic tract. That is the way of the trigeminal nerve that conduct the hemorrhagic sensation. We have the main sensory nucleus here, that is the part of the 5 that take the tact, the fine tact, sensibility, and the vibratory and the proprioception. We have the mesencephalic nucleus of the 5 here, because the mesencephalic nucleus will go to the mesencephalic, to the midbrain, to the pons. Okay. And anteriorly, we always have transverse pontine fiber. When we take a transverse section of the lower pons, we can see anteriorly, like I always say, the same thing. The pontine nuclei, the corticospinal, corticonuclear, and corticopontine fiber or tract, the transverse fiber or tract, and just below them, the trapezoid body that conduct the the cochlear sensation. We have descending tract and ascending tract. The descending tract are constituted by tectospinal and rugospinal. Those are elements who will take a role in extrapyramidal pathway. And at the ascending tract, you have spinocerebellar, spinal tract of trigeminal, spinal lemniscus, and medial lemniscus. Spinal lemniscus and medial lemniscus are the division of the lemniscus, they call the lemniscus cord that take, like we said, proprioception and fine tact. Okay. We can also see many of nucleus at this place. Sometimes we see the nucleus of the 7 here and the 8th. When it is very low, you can see the nucleus of the 8th. The 8th nerve, the cerebrocochlear nerve, like we say, take place in the pons and go through the medulla oblongata. With the next picture, we will better see the nucleus of the cranial nerves. When we take cranial nerve of the pons, we will focalize here at this place. At this place, we can see the main sensory nucleus and the trigeminal motor nucleus of the 5 that are located in the midpoint. Here is the main sensory nucleus, like we said. This is a very big nucleus and will take the sensation, because the 5 is we take the sensation of the face of the body. The main sensory nucleus is the one who will receive all those sensations and conduct them to the thalamus. And we can see the motor nucleus of the 5 here. That is the nucleus that will track the stapedian muscle, tympan muscle. Here is placed in the midpoint. And we will see the abducens nucleus. Abducens nucleus control the abducens nerve, which innervates the ipsilateral rectus muscle of the eyes. The abducens nerve and nucleus is there. The abducens nucleus is here. It is located mediolateral to the basilar grooves, and it gives its nerves in the pontomedular sulcus. Here is the one. We have the facial nucleus that is anterior and laterally at the same level of the abducens nerves. That is how when we make the post-sectional, we see both of them. They are at the same place. But at the apparent imagings, the 8 will emerge lateral to the 6. The 7 will emerge lateral to the 6. The 6 is there and the 7 will be almost there. We can also see the cochlear and vestibular nuclei that does so laterally from the inferior pons to the superior medulla. Here is the one. The vestibular nuclei. Like I said, if you made a section very, very down in the pons, you can see the one here. Okay. That is a shame. It is a diagram that shows cross section of all the brain stem. In the pons, we can notice that in the rostral part of the pons, there will be essentially the tract or nucleus that come from the mesencephalum or the midbrain. Here, they are coming from the midbrain, and when you are at the middle, you will see more the 5, even the motor and the sensitive one of the 5. You will see more the 5 at the middle of the pons, and when you are caudal, you will see more the 6, the 7, and the 8 down here. That is what you can retain. And at every place you have this. That is the trapezoid shape. Okay. What about the vasculature? The blood supply of the pons is formed by branches of the vertebro-basilar system. Vertebro-basilar system come from the vertebral artery. The vertebral artery come at the right from the brachiocephalic trunk, and at the left for the subclavian artery. And it will go up in the lateral to the spinal, to the vertebra, and reach here at the base of the pons and link those vertebral artery, posterior inferior cerebral, will form the posterior cerebral artery here, the pica. That is one of the most important artery in the surgery of the posterior cranial fossa. Those vertebral arteries will go like this and form those arteries will go down to irrigate the spinal cord, and up they will fusion together and form the basilar artery. When they fusion together, they will give the labyrinthine inferior auditory artery, the anterior inferior cerebral artery. Here is the one. They will give the pontine artery. Those are here they are, and the superior cerebral artery. And after that, they will go and form the polygon de Willis up there. So the blood supply of the pons, like we said, formed by pontine branch of the basilar artery. Here they are. Anterior cerebral artery. Here they are. Here are. And inferior cerebral artery. Inferior cerebral artery is here with posterior cerebral. Anterior inferior cerebral artery is there. Superior cerebral artery is there. Okay. Those are the vessels who will irrigate the pons. It's not important to notice that the irrigation of the pons is made part by part, to the majorly laterally. We have 3 divisions. Sometimes we will go, the first one is medial, the second one is mediolateral, and the third one is lateral. Those we explain the lesion we see in the blood vessel, in the AVC, I would say, the stroke, the arterial stroke of the pons. The venous drainage of the pons consists of the anterior pontometacephalic vein, the one is there. And this anterior pontometacephalic vein will drain superiorly into the basal vein that go to the cerebral vein, like this, to the basal vein. And that will go, like Dylan explained the last time, to the cerebral vein. Inferiorly, the pons drain into the inferior petrosal sinus. The pons drain here to go into the inferior petrosal sinus, which drain into the jugular vein. Here they are. Okay, what about clinical relevance? At the pons, particularly, we define cerebropontin angle syndrome. That is a group of symptoms and clinical signs that often take place in the intracranial growth, which can lead to impairment of nearby structure. The most etiology of the cerebropontin angle syndrome is the vestibular schwannoma. That is called neurinoma, acoustic neurinoma. And how to recognize it? We will see it more in the patient at age of 15, like this, 40 to 15, and they will present with low of the understanding, the hypoacusia, that is progressively, that increase progressively, and it will associate with vertigo, with dizziness, and gait disturbance. Those signs are more unilateral. When the patient will have a vestibular schwannoma at the right side, you will see all those signs at the right side. When you will ask the patient, he or she will describe you a vertigo. That means the rotation of the structure around the patient at the same size every time. Every time. If it is right, the patient will tell that it's always the right side, to the right side. And like I said, it's associated with hypoacusia, vertigo, and gait disturbance. The gait disturbance is the same. You will practice, you make the Rombert sign, the patient is stand up. You tell the patient to close his eye and to put his hand stretched in front of him. The patient will go to the side who is healed. When you have this, the best to make the diagnostic is the MRI with injection of gadolinium, and after that we can operate him. We can operate it by a occipital approach. There are some tumors that can cause cerebropontin angle syndrome, like meningioma or vascular abnormalities that are sometimes seen but not often. And we can also have cerebropontin angle syndrome with another tumor of the posterior cranial fossa. That all will depend on the place which is impaired. Is when the tumor will grow. We can have medulloblastoma, astrocytoma, we can have epidermoma, and all of them. On this, we will thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Arnaud. I'm sorry about the technical difficulty, but we'll take care of that. And very detailed, clear presentation. Did you do some of those drawings? Because those are pretty intricate. Let me get off the screen share. I'll get you off the screen sharing here. Let me just take you off here. Stop that. Okay. There you go. Okay, stop sharing. Yeah, I have a couple of questions, but I'm not a neurosurgeon, but I haven't heard a lot about pontine strokes. Is that pontine strokes very common, Arnaud?
It
Well,
depends.
they're pretty rare. They're pretty rare that you know of.
Yes, the Pons stroke is very described in the literature. We define the Pons stroke and different Ponting syndromes. But in our practice, we sometimes doesn't see them every time. I don't know for the other person, but I don't have to see them many times in our practice.
Right, and there's another question kind of related to this. Do sometimes problems in the pons present with subtle cranial defects, like a drooping eye, abducens nuclei? All the nuclei are there. Do they present sometimes with subtle cranial nerve presentations? Do you know about that? I know they're rare. But have you ever seen one that presented like an eye droop, or the lateral rectus is not working correctly or something? Do you ever see any of those?
Not yet. But I've seen sometimes a patient with lesion of the thigh, but it was not due to the lesion of the pons. It was on the tract. It was the lesion of the bones, the temporal bones that caused them. But coming from the pons, I didn't see it.
Yeah, it's rare. I think it's rare. Yeah, it's rare. So, Zolo, you have any comments or questions for Arnaud before we close? Are you there, Zolo?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes, I'm there, Dr. Bennett. Yes, I used to say thank you to Dr. Arnaud for the presentation. Quite elaborate, because when you look at the diagrams, I was very marveled. You could actually see, because at times when you read in certain books, they might not like the last diagram he showed, like you could actually see at which position each track is ending and at which position another one is starting and all the rest. So I think the diagrams were quite elaborate. So thank you for that. And also speaking about patients with lesions at the level of the pontine artery, I think I saw one of them. I saw one of them. He had a lacunar infarct. I saw one of them, and it was quite good. Though it was not really my patient, and I saw one of them. Anyway, I saw one of them, and it was quite interesting. And now that I can have a lecture on it, the basic anatomy, it actually opens my mind. It broadens my mind more on the.
That's okay. We had a little sound tech there. That's okay. Okay, great. Thank you very much, Arnaud, for taking the time on your busy schedule. This will be archived and it will be forever available on YouTube. So anyone that wants to review pontine neuroanatomy, you can see yours and you can put it in your video resume. We'll edit it so it'll be relatively clean. So thank you very much, Arnaud, and thank you very much, Yolo. I'll send you the link after we've been edited, okay? Thank you, guys.
All right. Like, goodbye. Next time.
Thank you.